the very first.
It's our first episode, you all. And I am Nikkita, and I am one of your hosts, and I am joined by two amazing co-hosts.
Your first being me, Mr. Lorenzo White. I got nothing. Go.
And the second being me, Keyondra White.
That's right. That's my baby girl.
Well, for those that have been on this journey with us for the past few years, we want to say thank you. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast and be on the lookout for what else is coming your way, because we will be putting out new episodes weekly. So subscribe and share.
All right. Subscribe and share. Share with your friends.
Those that are joining us for the very first time,
share with people you don't like.
Who WLJ is, they're hearing who we are, they're seeing us for the first time. We say welcome. Yeah, so the journey that we are on, well, let's do this. Let's start from the beginning. Let's do that. So let's talk about our why. Why did we get started? Let's start from the beginning. So I'm going all the way back. So basically, I'm prior military. We actually moved from Northern Virginia to Idaho in 2011 to the great state of Idaho. The potato state.
Who knew, man? Who knew? I definitely didn't think I would be out here on my career. But starting from there, things just started to change, and a lot of things for the better. But some things kind of spun out. So going from Northern Virginia to Idaho, me 6 months later getting sent to Afghanistan through trials and tribulations, through friends passing away, and friends, very close family members and things like that passing away, and just things that we had no control over, man. And then I think more so what it was the catalyst that actually pushed us forward and launched us forward to even starting Walking Life Journey was my baby girl. Lord Jesus. Baby girl had a baby of her own, y'all. So, you plan things don't go according to plan, and you learn and you grow from there. So, but like I said before, the thing that pushed us, that launched us forward, was that right there. So I know I missed some things in between, but that's the gist of it. But I want to talk about that thing that launched us forward, if it's all right with y'all.
It sounds like Daddy is ready to
Let's roll, man. Let's go.
So we are jumping in. Again, those that been on this journey, they know a little bit, but we just want to catch everybody up to speed. So what that means is WLJ stands for Walking Life Journey, man. And what we realized is, just like the Mr. said, sometimes on this journey we make plans. And sometimes those plans are not what you think they are going to be. So what pushed us to creating Walking Life's Journey, I'm going to look to my right. That means our daughter pushed us to think about things a little bit different, to figure out how to do things different, and just took us to another place.
So let's set the scene, and then we're gonna go to her, and we're gonna discuss some things. So, so starting out, we used to send our daughter away for the summer every year. You know what I'm saying? So we get our me time in. But we still young and playing and stuff like that, and having fun together. So, this particular summer, daughter went away got enrolled in fashion.
Yeah.
Got in the fashion program at VCU in Virginia. So she was away for the summer and everything, We ended up going to Virginia to pick her up and to spend time with family as well. So we get there and, everything rolling. She looking a little bit different, I'm thinking she, a little bloated or something like that. And she say what she say. I'm like, girl, you need to, when we get back, track season, what you trying to do? You done put on a freshman 15, So anyway, we enjoy being home and everything like that. And then we get back here and, things still going the same. You know, everything good. We getting back in the groove. And we always, you know, we don't pry, but we check in on our daughter. We make sure everything is good and things like that. So,
do we pry? Do we check in?
we check.
Do we pry?
No, you check in. I feel like at that age, I probably thought it was prying, but it was really just checking in.
Just checking in, okay.
She done grew up
I
and
was checking in
understands
with
some
her
things.
to make sure, do we pry or do we check in? She can tell us from her perspective.
All right, so fast forward. I think it was that week that we got back.
Yep.
Yeah, it was that week that we got back.
That's Sunday.
That's Sunday after church, matter of fact.
Yep.
So, you know, daddy, you know, I kind of stay in my own lane and move up out the way until I get called into action. So, you know, my wife, she asked Keyondra a few questions and things like that. They talking and whatever. And she said, "Let me see your phone." I'm about to step out. I'm gonna go ahead and let Mrs. White take over from there where she got the phone.
You're good. You are telling this story the way I remember it. Woo! I think he's right. I asked for that phone. I started reading some text messages. Now that I might be prying, call it what it is, but I started reading some text messages. Y'all know when you get that feeling that just something ain't right.
Just ain't.
You couldn't let it go. You couldn't let it go. So I started reading some text messages, saw some things that I was shocked to see, and then all of a sudden, bam, there it was. So I looked and said, "Hey, you got anything you want to tell me?" Now, granted, I am that mom that all her friends come to. They come talk to me for any and everything. So the fact that I was finding things out about my child through text messages, y'all know that set me back, right? It set me back.
It's showing up there.
It did. So now that I done said, "Hey, you got something you want to tell me?" Now she got something to tell me.
No, it still wasn't right away though, because I heard no. I was standing in the dining room.
I blacked out a little bit.
And I let them have their conversation on the other side of the room. But I'm ear hustling, definitely. So, "Hey, you got something you want to tell me?" "No." "Okay." By then, I'm locked in on my wife's face, y'all. And I'm seeing her facial expression change, and she's steady scrolling and scrolling. "You got something you want to tell me?" "No." Steady scrolling, steady scrolling. Then again, I'm ear hustling. Now I'm locked in again, more so on her facial expression. I seen her look at that phone, look at my daughter, and look back at that phone. And she went off. When I say she set this house off, yo, she went off. No, tell your daddy. She dipped on me, y'all. That girl was out this house so fast. Keyondra was trying to holler at her dad. "No, let me talk to you." "No, tell your daddy." And by then, I'm already feeling some type of way. So I get it. Keyondra, I'm trying to be calm. You know, when things go up, I try to be the one that's calm.
Not
So,
me.
yeah, definitely not you. I don't know if you got no, you have no control over that. So, my wife out, walking up the street. My daughter in here trying to get out to her so she could talk to her. I'm like, "Keyondra, tell me something." "No, I just want to talk to mama." "No, Keyondra, come on now, tell me something. You had a chance to talk to her." "No, I just want..." "Girl, if you don't tell me something right now." And when she told me, y'all, my heart dropped. So all I did at that moment. And if I'm not telling it right, please let me know, because my memory kind of fails me from time to time.
Yeah, that's what
okay. So
on your side, yeah.
But do you remember hearing all that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So from that point, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's real good.
So at that point, went outside. My wife walked up to me, fell into my arms like, "Baby, what we gonna do?" I said, "I don't know, but we gonna be okay." So from that point, because by then she was already on the phone with her mama, Mama Gloria. We love you. We was already on the phone with mama. She was already on the phone with mama, and she just going off, y'all. I mean, it was nuts. I ain't seen it like that ever. So came back. I don't know if she came back inside at that point, but came back inside. And I think from there, she ended up sending Keyondra to go to the store.
That's right.
Yeah.
Send her to the store to go get her own test.
Get your own test. Came back, did what she do. That thing was positive.
That thing turned positive in the amount of
so quick.
30, not even 30 seconds. It was like,
so
whoop,
she peed
right
on the
there.
stick. That thing lit up, y'all. So just imagine, you know, you got all these plans and things like that for your children, and you know, in that moment, we just felt like things had turned upside down. We weren't sure what we were going to do at that point. So, yeah, I know talk a lot. You did just say that. You ain't used to that.
You did real good. You capturing everything of what pushed us to start WLJ. Yeah. Awesome job.
Okay.
Awesome job.
So that night, I just remember us, you know, Keyondra distraught, going through her side of things, feeling what she's feeling. We distraught, as well as parents, you know, from the parents' perspective. And that night, I just remember us tossing and turning. It just felt like a dream. Like, man, this can't be real. Waking up every hour on the hour, crying and consoling each other. Like, babe, I don't know what we gonna do and all this. But it's crazy how the one thing that we were worried about in that particular moment was the thing that has brought us so much joy. So I'm about to step back from the mic for a second, and we're going to go back into it and talk more about it, because really the story is not, it's telling you guys how we got started, but it's also a story of encouragement, a story of being strong and the strength that my daughter found within herself, because y'all, that wasn't her ending, and at the time she thought that was, like, thinking that she wouldn't be able to do the things that she wanted to do and things like that. So I'm about to turn this thing over with them so you can hear from the other perspectives. And I'm going to shut up for a second because I really don't talk this much. So y'all got it. Why y'all looking at me like that?
Wow, y'all.
Y'all got it. Go ahead on.
This is the first WLJ podcast episode, and you've heard from Mr. White. And when he says he doesn't normally talk this much, so y'all know we are hitting a topic that makes him feel some type of way, because he's talking about his baby girl, and now he has that little bundle of joy, his grandson.
Yes, Lord.
So let's talk about, I'm going to have to, let me just adjust, because your father has told the story the way he remembers. You know, I always say I blacked out.
Yes.
So what was that like for you to have to go through that?
So, y'all didn't, that was August when all that happened, right?
Yeah.
So,
you had just got back from the VA.
That's when they found out, but I knew basically the whole summer and didn't tell no one. It's not that I didn't want to tell no one, I just didn't know how, and I wasn't ready for like the aftermath of it, so I just kept prolonging it, and I actually did want to tell them earlier, because they would call me while they were in Idaho and I was in Virginia, and I wanted to tell them, but the phone call was just going so good, I didn't want to drop that.
The phone call was going so good, you didn't want to tell us the news.
So I just kept prolonging it, and I knew I had to. Yeah, I knew it was going to come out eventually, because I'm a tiny person.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously something was up. So I went through that the whole summer, and really during the time I felt like everything was just done. I didn't know what was next.
That unknown.
I'm the type of person that likes to plan out everything, and if a plan goes wrong, I'll be in tears if something goes wrong. So that was just something huge.
Yes, fact.
Because I like everything to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist, and then I don't like disappointing people either. So it was disappointment on top of that. So being a perfectionist, a planner, and at the time afraid of disappointment, this was just terrible.
So you stayed. So you were stressed.
Pretty sure, yeah.
But we sent you to Virginia to do the VCU fashion program. Because you left us in May. Mm-hmm. We got her back in August. So y'all think about that. May, June, July, August.
Yes.
you held that to yourself. You went through that by yourself.
Yeah.
Shoulder and all that.
That's why family would be like, yo, you was with us the whole summer. We didn't even know. Yeah.
Man.
So all of that, but in the end of the day, it turned out, I don't know, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I learned so much from that because after that, having to walk around school, I feel like at that point I had to just start proving something. It felt like the rest of high school I was proving something to everyone else. Then when I graduated, I had to turn it into proving it to myself that I can do it. Because I was an athlete, I was a top student, so I had to make sure I still stayed up on that. I was training when I was pregnant.
Training when she was pregnant, y'all.
We stayed in the gym.
Trying just to prove something that this isn't the end. And now that he brings so much joy. So,
let me ask you this, because you had mentioned, we talked to, somebody said something about support. I thought I heard that word mentioned. But how was it for you, going through all this? How was it? Did you feel like we accepted and supported you the way that you needed to be during that time?
Yeah, because during that time, I feel like I learned who my true friends were, who was my true support system, and through it all, y'all stood right there by me, showing me that we got your back through all of this. We don't care what nobody else say. We got your back.
Right.
Did you ever think different?
No.
Wow.
No. But at times you can just feel like you're going through things by yourself, even when you're not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's true. So we tell this story, and we'll keep going back and forth. But when that happened, I will say definitely we found ourselves in an unknown place, right? Because as parents, you automatically think, what did we do wrong? What could we have done different?
Yeah.
But reality is, our kids are going to make their own decisions. No matter what.
Same way we did. I'm pretty sure a lot of us, if we could look back or talk to our parents or whoever else and tell them some of the things that we did, we didn't all make the best decision. We wilded out when we was kids. So, I don't know. For me, it was like I definitely acted completely opposite of how I thought I would act in this situation. I thought I was going to go off. I thought I was going to try to come at the baby daddy, all sorts of stuff. But the fact is that I don't know, man. It just hit differently when it presented itself. Nobody was bad in the situation. It's just a decision that was made and what that outcome was. But I'll say this to y'all right now because I hadn't mentioned it before, and this is my first time saying something like this to y'all. So, actually, my wife and I at the time, some years prior, we was actually trying to have another child. Yeah. So praying and doing what we do to make things happen. I don't think we was as specific, or we should have been more specific with what we asking for God, because He gave us what we wanted. It wasn't the way we wanted it, but He definitely made that come to light. But I'll say this: after Afghanistan and everything, and the stuff I went through over there, it was pretty much like, man, I could have, lost my life and missed out on everything that came after that. I wouldn't have been able to see a grandchild be born. Wouldn't be able to see my daughter get married and stuff like that. So even though it didn't happen in the time that we thought it should, it actually was a blessing for me because I was able to wow, man, I got a grandson. I'm still, I'm in my late 30s or whatever as a grandpa, but, grandpa look pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And I'm able to run around and, with my little man and do all sorts of things and see him grow, and still, at a young age. So, again, it's been more of a blessing than a burden by any means. And the fact, man, you proved so much to me and showed me so much going through that type of adversity, and like you said, with track, with school, y'all. When I first came home, I was gone when Jakar was born. I was deployed to, I was on another deployment. So when I first came home, you were at a track meet out in Kansas, Missouri, something. I can't remember where you were, but it was with Dash.
Yeah.
And so I came home to an empty house. I was I came home by myself or whatever. Got picked up by the guys from church and stuff like that. First thing I wanted to do, little man was already like 3
months?
Yeah, he was 3 months.
No, he was February, March, April, May, June. No, he was like 4 months going on 5 months because I got home in July. Put my bags down, went straight over to the other grandparents' house, and seeing him on that couch laying on his stomach, man, I can remember it like it was yesterday, but just so filled with joy and stuff like that, man, and like, man. And then what I was saying as far as what you proved to me, just you got home, you pushed through as far as your, with the athletic side of things, but still killing it with school. Would see you laying on a couch with him, stretch out in your arm, you knocked out, he knocked out, you got homework in your lap and everything else. Finally get him, laid down, and you 2, 3 o'clock in the morning still, working on schoolwork and stuff like that. It just showed me how strong you were as a young lady, man. And, if you don't never understand how proud I am of you, I'm very proud of you and the things that you've accomplished. Not only just high school, y'all, but graduated, went to college, killed it in college. We got a college graduate, still a mama. She doing her thing. So, yeah, it's been a blessing and an honor to watch you grow up.
Thank you.
All I can do is just smile in this situation.
Man, be quiet, man.
This is a daddy
Be
moment.
quiet.
We've talked about this situation, like before, but to hear him with so many words to share today on the podcast, our first episode,
words.
I'm like, wow.
Ain't enough words.
Wow, not enough words.
Not enough words, man.
Mm-hmm.
You all right with me.
But all in all, like, no matter how bad a situation seems, because I tell you, in that moment, I felt like I hit rock bottom. But then I learned that there's far worse things than just being a light into the world. But that moment made me a stronger person.
Definitely.
It proved something to myself.
Definitely.
It really just made me a stronger person. I learned a lot from it. And even when I was like, I really realized it when I was writing like college essays and stuff. And then they always ask you like, what was your biggest life obstacle?
Yeah.
What was your biggest life challenge? And I thought back and I was like, that's the biggest challenge. And then I was like, without that, I wouldn't have nothing to put right here. I didn't really have challenges before then. And that was like my biggest test. And yeah, I learned a lot and it really made me a stronger person.
Your biggest test. And I think she rocked it, honestly. I think she did a really, really good job. I think she's doing a really, really good job. And I think what we learned on this journey, again, is things are going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's how you pick up and navigate through it that's going to matter. It doesn't stop you. It just makes you stronger and it pushes you to your destination. Who would have known that WLJ was going to be birthed the exact same time our first grandson was birthed? Because we were at a retirement.
Colorado.
We knew we wanted to find a platform to be able to share our story because we're not the only ones that go through teenage pregnancy or many different things you're going to go through. We're not the only ones. But it had made us get in a place where we were just silent. Like, what do we do from here?
Yeah.
How do we move from here? And so we were in Colorado for a retirement, and we're like, you know what? Let's do it. And Mr. White was the one who brought it up.
He was.
It was pretty much like, man, we've gone through a lot since we've been here. Like I said, loss of loved ones. Your plans getting turned upside down, or our plans getting turned upside down, and we was just like, man, this is what we've been through. We know other people go through things and stuff like that. What can we do to encourage people. And again, that's basically what this is all about, man. Encouraging, and being there for people. Yeah. Just showing, because a lot of people deal with this. I've had people when I was active duty go through the same thing as far as pregnancy and stuff like that. Don't know what their decisions were and stuff like that, but I just remember that time thinking that, man, I wouldn't know what to do, and just when it finally happened to us and the decisions that we had sitting in our lap, and then us like, hey, this is something that we got to go through. But again, it's more so, man, I think support is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that made the transition or what we went through better.
Yeah.
Or a little bit easier to handle. Because a lot of people got to go through it by themselves. A child, now think about it now, a child gets pregnant, right? And the first thing, parents or whoever, guardian, whoever, just washes their hands from them like, yo, you on your own, you got to do this on your own. And I don't think that was ever a thought for us. We more so was like, I don't care if you're pregnant or not, you going to finish school, you going to college, you gonna meet your goals. Whatever it is that you set out to do, you going to do it. Y'all are really tickled over here because I'm talking.
Yeah.
Well, I'm putting in my work now, so if I don't talk too much on the other one, don't be.
But I do want to add, y'all was telling me how good I did, but you're right, that support is big because I thank y'all, and y'all did a great job. Y'all are still doing a great job as grandparents because if I didn't have their support, I wouldn't have been able to do anything I've done without them. It would have been different. It would have been different, but y'all allowed me to go out, go to college. Y'all pushed me. Y'all weren't like, no, you need to stay here, take care of him, do your school on top of that. Y'all said, okay, you have this many years. Go go get yourself together. Then when you're ready, you'll take responsibility. So without that support right there, it would have been really harder.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I think we sound like some supportive parents.
Y'all are.
I think that's what we got.
Yeah.
Well, we only had one, so we put all of our eggs in this one basket.
Yeah, man. Probably should have had more because if she don't take care of us when we get older, that's why I put so much effort into Jakari, man.
Yeah, that's
just
why
in case you want to.
They got grandkids young.
Well, we got one. I told us that when you finish school, get married, and all that stuff, I'm putting my request in for 2 more. Two more.
It's more specific now.
I'm putting my request in.
From you, not from her.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you said I want to.
I don't want any more siblings, y'all. I'm too old for that.
That's right.
No, that's. I think that's a wrap. I think that's a wrap.
Yep.
Maybe.
All right.
I don't want siblings with a 22-year age difference. It'll be 25.
It happens.
Tell Jakari, go change your uncle.
Yeah. No.
It happens.
Take your uncle to school.
But the fact that we can sit here and just share this and laugh through it now, that just shows how much we have grown on this journey. It shows how much support has been on this journey. Encouragement has been on this journey. Laughter has been on this journey. Crying has also been on this journey. But we are now able to just come and just share in this community with you all of how do we get through these different types of life situations. You could easily feel defeated. Mm-hmm. You can easily feel like it's done. There's nothing else that can be done. Your plans are ruined. What's next? So you could have stopped. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't think we gave her the opportunity to stop.
No.
Yeah, but ultimately it was on her to, to do the work, and she did it. So
she did. We're proud of
it. Would have been a lot harder on you had you resisted us pushing you.
Say that.
Oh yeah, because you're not gonna fail. You're not gonna fail. You can do it. So that's what we were with it. So either way, we were gonna push.
I like that. So, we are the White Family. We're bringing to you the Walking Life's Journey podcast. This was birthed in 2017 in a private Facebook group where we have and continue to uplift, encourage, empower, and just share our journey with you as we hope to be able to just embrace what's happening and continue to move forward together. So, I'm Nikkita.
And I'm Keyondra.
And I'm here for the nachos and tortilla chips.
That does sound good.
I think we're going to have some nachos when we wrap this up, y'all. But we are the White Family. This is the first episode. Many more to come. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you find us on Podbean, Spotify, Apple.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Instagram.
TikTok. What we're saying is we're on all platforms.
We in these streets. That's what we saying.
We on these platforms and we want to continue this journey with you. 2023. We here. So I'm gonna do this because again I've been talking a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Just be from us to you guys. Just be an encouragement to somebody. We shared the story about how we got started. And again, we know people go through things. If you can be there for somebody else to encourage them with something that you dealt with, do it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about uplifting. So until next time, we out. See ya.